Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the concluding episode of building your own web scraping library from scratch with bare Python. And the last video we created the request.py file containing the get and post methods, basically, to make HTTP get and post requests respectively, with some sort of error handlings, and we did use only the bare URL lib in order to achieve our goal, basically. So in this particular video we'll create the second major part of any kind of possible web scraping library. It's the parser. So in our case we're talking about the HTML parser, and again we're gonna be using the standard Python html.parser module that allows us actually to scrape data from HTML documents, basically. So if you're interested, let's actually continue writing our code, and also at the very end of this video I would provide a demonstration of a completed library. Obviously it would have kind of limitations compared to, say, beautiful soup library, or I'm not even talking about scraping. But again, don't take it too serious. It's more like for clarity and education purposes, educative purposes, rather than for production. So it's not really intended to be used to make some money on web scraping. In that case, you should have used like requests and beautiful soup, or even scrape. It would have been much better. So let's actually keep going with creating our code. So I've created another file called parser.py, and here we'll create respectively the HTML parser module like this. So yeah, this is kind of it, and exactly the same. First we need to import some packages. So here I can simply say from html.parser we need to import HTML parser, and I'm not sure if we will need something else, but well, I guess this is just literally enough for now, at least. So now we need to define our HTML parser class, and I call this class bare minimum scraping library parser, and it would inherit from HTML parser. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm following the steps presented right here in this Python documentation, kind of tutorial example code snippet, something like that. So we're going to be making use of three methods: so handle start tag, handle end tag, and handle data. So, and within the handle data tag, within the handle data method, we'll provide our querying logic to actually try and extract the exact data we need, based on the request string that we would implement in this video as well. So here, so let's say handle okay, let's call this literally as it is. So starting tag and def handle start tag, or tags, I'm not sure, start tag, right? It would take the self instance and the tag itself and the attribute, the list of, no, not the list, it would be a tuple, basically, a tuple of attributes. So here, well, for now we're just gonna try to print tag and attributes. So here I can simply say like tag open, and what we got here, and here we can say like handle data, within tag within a tag, and def handle data, and it takes the self instance followed by the data itself, and we'll print the data as well. So data would be equal to data like this, and finally we need to handle ending tag. Well, we can call this like opening and closing tag. So handle opening tag and handle closing tag respectively. So if I just say like def handle end tag, and it would also take okay, just don't forget to put the colons at the end of the method definition, obviously. So self instance followed by the tag itself. Okay, and here just print tag close and the tag itself. And now we can actually well, I'm not gonna provide any commentaries here for a while, so we need to or maybe okay, so create so well, probably let's implement this in a like as a main driver, as I usually used to do this. So main driver, so here I can simply say if name, because we would be importing this class and this entire file to another document, so we don't really need this code to run in that case. So if name equals to main, in this case we need to create parser instance, and we can simply say parser equals to well, probably I will even change this along the video. Just I've already tested this, and let me just follow the approach I've already tested, and then maybe we'll make it even better. So parser would be the instance of bare minimum scraping library parser like this, and then we need to say simply like parser dot feed, and here we provide the HTML document we're supposed to be working with. So let's say HTML and head and here like title, and well, let's call this document title, and close the title tag, and here within the body tag we can provide some stuff as well. So let's say like body, and so let's consider div and div here, and here let's have a paragraph. So this one, let's call this no attributes paragraph, and this one would be p, and say class equals to text. This one, let's call it like can I do this quotes, I'm wondering, class, well, maybe just better avoid this. So class class attribute paragraph, and close the tag, and here let's provide a link, and I just want to consider the href attribute, well, let's call it to somewhere like this, and let's give it an ID just to show how it will be treated when you have more than one element in particular, so that's important as well. So let's say ID, let's call this link, and let's call this to somewhere, and close the A tag. Well, I guess this is it basically, and eventually we need to say parser.close just in order to make some cleanups at the very end. So now I hold my breath and invoke the terminal in the current working directory, and by typing python 3 parser.py I hope to see this HTML document being parsed to starting tag, ending tag, and the data itself. So let's see. Okay, so what we got here? So data, nothing there. Oh, that's because everything that goes before the HTML, that is supposed to be the data as well, by the way. So HTML was open, tag open, head, data, nothing, tag, document title. Okay, so title tag and title tag closed, document title, perfect. And okay, also, why don't we print the attributes? Oh, because they are not available. And here, yeah, like, so tag open, so opening the paragraph tag, here it is, and class equals to text, and here with the h reference we have h reference to somewhere and id link. So it's the tuples, which I've been, or tuples, not sure what's the American pronunciation for this kind of word, tuple or tuple. Probably tuple is a British. Dr. Pi, if you're watching this, please let me know. Is tuple is a British pronunciation, or what would it be the American pronunciation for this? If somebody knows, please let me know in the commentaries. Okay, so this is it basically. So now the only thing we need is actually to provide some opportunity for querying this particular output. So as you can see here, just we did literally print everything we have, but let's say we want only we want all the paragraphs, right? Or we want the paragraph only with the class of text, just like we've done this in Beautiful Soup and Scrape and so on. So the way I invented actually to do this is actually to provide a couple of inner class fields. So it's the result and the query. So okay, just hold on a sec. Okay, so the first one would be search query variable, and I just say query equals, and this would be a type of list, and the second one would be kind of search result basically. So I say search result, and well, let's call this result like this, and this would be the type of Python dictionary. So now what we need here, so the very first thing to consider, you see, like the tag, the opening tag has been overridden. Oh, well, okay, just let me kind of do something a bit different. So okay, so I just don't want this for now, as well as this one. So just pass. And what I want to do here, I just want to create a new key value pair here. So I can say like self.result. So I want to initialize the current tag attributes. So and providing the tag name would be equal to the tag itself, and saying self.result and attribute would be equal to attribute respectively. Okay, so and now let's actually try to print our self.result like this, and try to run this again. So I just want to print a couple of new lines after each in particular. Okay, what's wrong here? Okay, so it's been overwritten basically, so you know, like probably we don't even need this closing tag. What I was doing in my tests is actually, well, hold on a sec, but just I don't understand why body attribute div attribute, well, probably okay, yeah, so they all are overwritten. So what I was doing in my tests, I was just here, I was resetting the results tag, like results equals to this to nothing, and that's kind of it. I'm not sure if this is the right way of doing things or not. So, well, I will leave this handle end tag for a while, but later on, if we don't use it, I will just get rid of it, and that's kind of it. So now let me see. So attributes, okay. Okay, but you know, like what I want to ask kind of again is, what if I just try to print self results over here? Self results. Come on. Oh, it's a result. It's not results. Okay, so name HTML attribute. Okay, so every time, so just to make sure they are overwritten respectively. Well, it seems like so. Well, I guess yeah, we can just work with these guys. Okay, and if I just print the data along the way, data like this, so we see like, okay, so the data is just being appended here. Okay, perfect. So okay, now what I want to do now is actually to provide this query here. So if I just say like parser.query equals and the type of list, so I didn't yet invent the way of how exactly it would be kind of the most user-friendly way to implement this query definition within the real web scraping code. But here at the moment, let me just share what I've invented here regarding the structure of a query. So here we will be specifying the tag name. So let's consider this kind of p tag. Okay, yeah, like this. So here, well, no, not like this. Here we would be specifying the tuple with kind of key attribute and the value, but also we will be able to provide just an empty tuple in order to just literally go through all the tags regardless of its attributes, basically. And the very last thing is actually what exactly we want to extract. So either text or some attribute value, like over in here with our a tag and the corresponding h reference, or if also we can say like if this is the image tag, it can contain some source like image.jpg like this, and just closing the image tag. So image like this. So this to be considered as well, basically. So now I hope that we can actually reference the query within our handle data. So if we're just trying to print our query, self.query, and run. Okay, so here it is. So the very first At this moment, the absolutely essential things to consider would be the tag name and the output format, because otherwise this doesn't really make sense. So let's have the paragraph and the text. So we want to extract the text, and this is just the bare string to use later on within the parser. So let's try to init query tag, and then we would like to init query output. So here we can say that tag would be equal to self dot query and the very first element, so index of 0, and also the output. So well, let's call this text as well. So as far as it's all about the text we're supposed to be extract from from our HTML document. So self dot query and the last element. Well, we can go for the last element like this basically. So now I just want to print tag followed by the tag, and also text followed by the text. So let's have a look what we got here. So we're looking for a p tag, and we want to extract the text out of it. So if, say, here we would like to extract the class, it would respectively give us so that we want to extract the class. But obviously at this moment let's implement the simple text extraction. So we will have kind of two cases here within our scraper. So the first case would be if we don't have anything specified regarding the attributes. If you're just literally looking for all the p tags. And in this case, what do we need to do? So I'm just trying to think how to call this correctly. So let's start writing some code, and then maybe it comes. So let's say if, also, you know, like any text input, and probably I would like to say like init attribute query. So do we have this editor here? We don't, right? So like attribute would be equal to self dot query, and we want the second element with an index of 1. So now we can say if not the length of attributes, let's kind of print just for clarity, right? So no attributes in query. Okay, and else, oh my god, else, I just want to say like print, actually let's print our attributes. So let's try to run this one more time. So we have no attributes, but if for some reason here we say like class and this text, right? So we're looking for the p tag with the class equals to text, or if it's like text and something else like this, say something else, and just copy. So just to match the entire sets of classes there, so we can make it like this. And in this case, okay, why do we print? Oh, we sorry. Let's print the attribute actually. So now we're getting our attributes. In this case, we would be working. We would be looking, assuming that we have the parameters. But here, we just literally. So let's start with the very first one. So I just want to get rid of this stuff for a while. So no attributes in query, and here we literally need to simply match the tag name within our result set with the tag we're looking for within our query. So I can simply say like if self.result, and we're looking for name in our case, right? So if result name equals to tag, well, in this case, let's print the data, right? Let's just try to print our data, and that's kind of it. Okay, self result name key error, self result. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly why this happens, so let's try to print self dot result. Oh, so sometimes it might happen that it's not available, so we can simply say like try, and then all the stuff here, and accept, and just pass this. That's it. Okay, so okay, no attributes. So what am I printing? Basically, not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's not print anything over here for a while, just to avoid being distracted. Okay, still I'm not sure like why are we printing that. Okay, so no attribute paragraph. Oh, so the no attribute, oh my god, that's all right. So no attributes paragraph is is exactly the extracted text, and class attribute paragraph, here it is exactly extracted text as well. So in this case we're looking for basically like all the paragraph tags that are available actually here within our HTML document. So yeah, this is kind of nice, and probably instead of printing these guys, we would like to later on just to append them to some sort of result set, and eventually we will be referencing that result set just to do something with that later on. But for now, let's actually leave this kind of as is. Okay, so let me think a little bit more. Okay, so another case we might have encountered is that we don't is that instead of printing out the text, the data, like which is literally this kind of text, we may want to actually try to print some. Well, in case of image, this might be interesting, like the source, or in case of href, it might be the link to crawl further on, something like that. So we need to be able to extract data not only from the tags itself, but also from the attribute sources, from the attributes themselves. So here we need to match another little thing. So I can say if, and we're looking for this text, right? So text is well, what we are passing in here. So if text equals to text, in this case let's print our data, and else, and here is something interesting starts basically. So now we need to loop over the attributes of the results. So first let's basically just try to make this loop. So okay, and also I guess it's time to bring some parameters in, to bring some comments in. So say here we will say like no attributes specified in query, or better like attributes are not specified in query, and here respectively we can say that attributes are specified. Oh my god, is that right from the grammar perspective? or specified. Yeah, I guess this is correct way. Okay, and here we're actually trying to extract the tag name. So extract tag, not extract, but I would say filter by tag name, and here found tag name, and here we say on so I just want to say if we want to retrieve the text on, let's say, on tag text node query, and here I can say on tag attribute data query. Okay, so here let's loop. So for as far as we're looping over the tuple, so the tuple would have kind of two elements. With the first would be the key and the second would be the value. So let's say for key and value in self dot result and the attribute right. But hold on a sec, nope, not exactly like this. There might be more than one attribute, so maybe, okay, let's say like for item in self results attribute, let's print attribute item just to make sure what is there. So item, save, and okay. But yeah, obviously we don't have it because it's not specified within the tag. So let's try this A, and so let's specify the A tag. It would now just extract the text. But if we say like well, let's have a couple of A tags. So A and link no reference, let's call it like this. Okay, yeah, and if we just say that ID, say ID equals to link, this one, then we're supposed to be extracting okay, A, ID, link. This is a bit strange, so I guess this line fails. So okay, let's try accept exception as E just for the debugging purposes. Print E. I guess there is some sort of an exception. Maybe not. Then why? Okay. Okay, this is really strange. So oh, I'm sorry guys, so yeah, we just don't get there really, so it's not like it's not for now. So yeah, looking for all the A tags at the moment. So we have, what is this name, link to each reference to somewhere, and okay, I'm slightly lost here. So I guess, okay, attribute item is not being available, right? What is this, where this name comes from? I'm just wondering. Okay, just where this name is coming from. Oh, okay, this is the exception, so we don't need this. Okay, and print the data, save, print. Okay, so these are the textual nodes. Okay, and as far as we need just to provide, say, the href and id. So let's consider the href, and in this case, yeah, we're looping over the attribute items. So first, second, and I don't know why this kind of so many times. It's not really that clear, but well, not exactly sure why this happens. But what I wanted to say that now we can reference this item by the item 0 and item 1 element. So we can say that if item okay, so loop over loop over attributes list, okay, and if item 0 equals to if text, let's say if text equals to item 0, in this case print item 1. Save. So we are looking for href, and I hope to see the href being printed, obviously like this, okay, but for some reason it does give it twice. Well, maybe because of the recursive nature of the parser itself. So let's actually return after every time we're actually found node, right? So okay, or hold on a sec, here we can simply kind of break, right? So we don't need this, I guess. So let's try again. But why? Oh my god, still is going twice. Okay. I'm just really wondering. Just a little trick. Hold on, guys. Just want to try this myself. So self result. I'm wondering, is this gonna help? Yeah. Okay. So that's exactly what I was talking about, basically. Yeah. So we actually need this. So after matching the particular tag, we need to reset result after matching end tag, closing tag. Okay, so yeah, we actually do need this. So right now this is much better. Okay, and here we say if query output is within attributes key. In this case, you just print it. Yeah, okay, so query output is within attributes key, like this. Okay, so here is the href, and if I just try to ask him for the ID, he would give me this link because the ID of this href is link, and this one doesn't have. So if I just specify another href again and another ID again, like I don't know, another link. So in this case it would have find both basically, so it would extract kind of both. And again, we're not specifying any parameters, so we're just looking for the all the available A tags. And again, the same, so here like we're supposed to provide the H reference. In this case we got all the H references from here. Okay, let me just try to find out if this is kind of it regarding this stuff. I guess so. Yeah, I guess this is it. So it's not the result, it's probably better to call this match. Let's call this, so let's find all the results here. Search result match and call this match. Copy and go to the next one. Paste, paste, go into the next one. Paste, paste, paste. Result match after paste, save. Okay, let me see if I didn't break anything. Well, it seems like I didn't. Perfect. And now actually let me try to provide here like results set or results list basically. So just results would be equal to list, and here instead of actually printing this node, I just want to say like self.results.append data and copy. In this case we're gonna even say like init attribute key and value. So here I can say like key would be equal to item 0 and value would be equal to item 1. So if text is equal key, then we want to append the value like this. And now let's try at the very end of all this stuff, let's try to print parser dot results. Okay, so we got these two guys, local and to somewhere, so both A tags and we have extracted the H reference attribute. Okay, and the next thing to consider is would it be if we actually have some parameters here. So let's try to search by ID. That would be equal to link, and this one is another link. Okay, so now it doesn't have to find any results because yeah, we didn't yet specify the logic for that in particular. So we are going over in here, and I guess another try except statement would be nice. So what do we supposed to be doing here? So we need to say, so okay, if not then okay, so I just don't want to duplicate this kind of stuff. So I guess oh my god, I did this apparently slightly wrong, so we need to match the tag name in both cases, right? Okay guys, so let me just try to kind of fix this code slightly a bit. So let me take this away, and this would be here respectively, and all this stuff, and paste. Okay, just hold my breath and try to see if I didn't break something. What is this? Okay, yeah, this regards to here. Yeah. So just wanna see if I didn't break anything. What? Come on. Key error name. Oh, I need the try except for this one. Oh no. So okay, let's get rid of this and this as well. Okay, so one more time. So let me just okay, print data. Okay, so he does find the data. Perfect. And now, so do we have any? Okay, so say we don't have any. Okay, so here it does extract them. Okay, perfect. And here, oh, right. So this disregards here, so I can just print. I don't know, query attribute. Yeah, attributes. Okay, so we got our attributes here. Okay, so yeah, perfect. Now it seems to be just fine. So and also I just want to print data again, so make sure that we actually match some of them. Okay, and let's print self match. And okay, these guys. So now we need to loop over the attributes of these guys. So exactly what we've done here, attributes list, but yeah, like this. Copy and paste. So and let's try to print key and value. Okay, so href and local ID, another link, href to somewhere ID, and this one. Okay, so we need only the keys in this case, right? But hold on a sec, why is this done twice? Oh, that's all right. So they all are different. Okay, perfect. So now we need to compare. Okay, so let's try to print. So So we didn't yet create those, right? So init attribute and key values. Let's call this available, and here we need init query attribute key and value. So let's call this query key would it be equal attribute 0, and query val would it be attribute 1, and let's print this guy's key and value. Okay, ID and link. Okay, so now we can say if query key equals to the key, right? And I guess I forgot how I did this. And query value equals the value. In this case, print. Well, let's print data for now. And what I'm supposed to get is as the output. So ID link, a ID link. So I'm supposed to see to somewhere as the output. Okay, let's try. Okay, to somewhere. Perfect. And let's say if I gonna pick up here like class and text something else, copy, class something else. In this case, I'm supposed to get class attribute paragraph in the output. Let's check this out as well. Okay, oh, that's because I need to say this paragraph here. Okay. Okay, class attribute paragraph, perfect. And again, now, so this works only if we want to extract the data, the text attribute, but what if we try to extract, say, image source here, right? So in this case, okay, so let's try to put a command. So match key and value pairs. Yeah, match key and value pairs. So pairs means like the one from the query and the one available actually. And here kind of again, so this part, right? So I'm wondering, can I just blindly copy this and paste and just hope that this would work? I'm not sure, but save. I don't know. Okay. But hold on a sec. Why did this work with the href? Oh, yeah, that's because. So now it doesn't have to print anything, I guess. Yeah. And if we just say a text here, it should have give class attribute paragraph. Okay, perfect. Okay, so seems like this is it. So now let's okay, gonna perform some text. So let's say I want the A tag and I want the ID of a link, and I want to extract the text, right? So to somewhere would it be appended? Okay. And let's consider that I want not the text but the href. Okay. And now let's consider that we want to extract the image tag and the source. Save. Okay, and let's also consider same for image and say class equals to something, and like image class 111 and source we got this image GPG as well. And if you just want to extract the text, in this case we will extract image, which is this one, and if we just don't provide anything, that we would have a couple of images respectively, right? Couple of images, perfect. Oh my god, guys, so it's hard to believe that it works. I'm not yet that pretty sure, so we're pretty close to kind of test this for real, and I will be testing this with the quotes to scrape site. But before that, I just want to provide some kind of more user-friendly interface for this code. So at the moment, user needs to create the instance and then initializing the query, and okay, and also providing this. So I would like to wrap all this stuff within a single function that would take a couple of parameters. So basically, well, but hold on a sec, I can't probably wait creating this parser instance. Well, actually I don't really need that. On the other hand, okay, let me think. So maybe just trying to add kind of parse some parse method here. You know, like another problem is that this particular implementation doesn't allow you to recursively search within a given text. I say like they do this in Beautiful Soup or in Scrapey, but again, don't forget that you don't have to take this too serious and too close to your heart. So just for the clarity, for educational purposes. So, well, probably okay, just let me pause the recording and try to think a little bit. Okay guys, it seems like I've just realized how exactly we can do this, all this stuff in particular. So let's get rid of this main driver, and let's call this parse content. Yeah, pretty trivial. So def and how do we call this? Parse? I don't know. So it would be called like parser.parse parse content maybe. I'm just thinking how to call this. Actually, so let's try to realize what in particular this is going to do. It takes the queries as an input and returns the result set. So yeah, the best way to call this would be actually find, and yeah, so as far as we're not really parsing anything, like we do parse, but yeah, so we can't return like in Beautiful Soup, like this Beautiful Soup list of tags of Beautiful Soup elements, so we can't do this. We would be returning this set of extracted data already extracted data. So def find, and Okay, so content would it be equal to okay, how made this in request? Let me see. Oh, so it's not about that, sorry. So it's just like content and query, and that's it, right? So content and query. Okay, parser close. It seems like. Okay, so actually this parser feed would actually be taken the content, right? Content, save, and the query would it be equal to query respectively. So create parser instance, and then we need to init query, and actually this one would kind of find matching results, and this is gonna close parser. So this is the HTML parser specific stuff, and eventually we need to return results. So we can simply say like return and parser results. Okay, perfect. So okay, now I hold my breath, and yeah, it's time to write a real test where I would like to try actually to scrape data from quotes to scrape.com. Let me just quickly show you that. So I say like http quotes to scrape.com. So I will now try to extract the quotes followed by the author name here, and author name, yeah, this is about are the links actually. So well, we'll try to make use of this site as the data source. Okay, so I guess we don't need this anymore, right? So let's create a new file. So should I call this test? Well, let's call this quotes.py, and here I can say like test script showing how to use bare minimum scraping library. Okay. Scraping http quotes to scrape.com. Bye. Okay. Okay, I don't like the layout really, but okay, save. So first we need to import packages, and here, so what I also need to emphasize here, so obviously I'm not going to create some sort of pip install or something similar. So in order to make use of this parser and request parts of the bare minimum scraping library, you need to put your source code rather either within the same directory, or you know what, probably let me just go even slightly different way. So I'm not sure really what's the best way. Okay, so I just save this. Okay, so we'll go slightly different way. So let me just try here to I just create a new folder. Let's call it test. So here, so let's assume that you've downloaded this bare minimum library, and okay, so I don't need this request anymore. And so does this work? Yeah, perfect. So what? Okay, and just quotes, so I get rid of this guy, cut, and put it here, and also this one, copy. Why this doesn't, okay, why this guy didn't disappear? Delete. Okay, so okay, just so this is my repository, right? Source, BMSL, parser, and request, so both should have been available, okay, parser, it's available as well, perfect. Okay, and now let's go to our test. So yeah, assuming that you've taken this BMSL library, so yeah, and here we're starting to importing our packages. So assuming that you have a bare minimum scraping library folder in the current working directory, you need to say like from bare minimum scraping library import request, and also copy, paste, and import the parser. Yeah, and let me just try to open the terminal again in the current working directory. So Python 3 quotes.py. Okay, so the packages, okay, and now we need to make http get request and here we create the response object, well, we can call this HTML as far as our request would return the HTML. So I say request.get, and the URL, we'll use this one, copy, paste, and also we need to provide the string query parameters, which are empty at the moment, and also the custom headers, which would be empty as well. So let's first try to print our HTML in return. So print, no content available, oh my god, remote and closed connection without response. This is really weird. Why this happens? Copy. Is the URL kind of wrong here? Paste. Oh, there's probably something wrong with the URL. Okay, so let's try to pick up the right one. Paste. Oh, probably I forgot that slash at the very end. Okay, again. Okay, hopefully now we did get the response from this kind of site, from this one. Okay, and again, just to bear in mind that this request it's not the request library, it's just the request.py file that I've written in the previous video. So here it is. It implements the two methods, the get and the post method, bearing on the bare Python URL lib package or module here, like this. So and now we can actually, I guess, I hope, start providing our data extraction logic. Let's create the quotes variable, and so we will be using this guy as the source. So we say parser.find, and the content would be equal to HTML. So here, by the way, just to make it absolutely clear, so the first one is the URL, and this one is actually string query parameters, params, or how do I call them? I don't remember even. Payload. Okay, so this one, nope. So this one is a payload, and here we have headers. Okay, so content would be equal to HTML and I guess query, right? So over here, content and query. Okay, perfect. So query would be equal, and so quotes. So I've been scraping these quotes to scrape so many times that I remember a couple of tags by heart completely. So we can say that we're looking for the span tag, and we want the class of text, and also we want to extract the text out of them. And let's try to print quotes, and I hold my breath and try to run this one more time. Okay, name text is not defined. Oh, I'm sorry guys, obviously it needs to be provided this like way. Okay, perfect. And now we got the list of all the quotes that we've scraped from the site. Perfect. And now let's create the authors. So here we say parser.find, and content equals to HTML. Okay, and query equals to, now we're looking for the small tag, and the class would be equal to author, and also we need to scrape the text save. And now let's have a look at the authors. Okay, hold on a sec, but I did get, hold on, I'm not sure why do I create, why do I find this? This is a bit weird. It's not exactly the same behavior that I had when I was initially writing this. So hold on a sec. So do you want to say that I'm just not sure why does he, so he returns all the data, which is wrong. I'm not sure why this happens. So oh, that's because I guess that's because, well, but this close, so probably I need to destroy the parser instance, or another way it might be like we can try to reset previous results by saying parser results equals to new list. I'm just wondering whether it helps or not. Okay. Yeah, obviously this needs to be done after creating the parser instance. Okay, save. Okay, and yeah, okay, so yeah, I guess now this is just fine. So regardless of if this is commented or if it's not commented, okay, and if I just bring again the quotes, here I get the quotes, perfect. Okay, and now let's try to find this hrefs. I'm just wondering if it has some sort. Okay, so no arguments, but we just need to extract the hrefs. But hold on a sec, I guess these are the hrefs as well, so probably it's already kind of we're facing the limitation. Yeah, because we can't scrape them recursively, so this is the a tag as well, I guess, right? Okay, let me think. But you know what, guys, probably even with this limited scraper we could have made some interesting stuff here. So let's try to create this about, and we'll say parser.find, and again, like all this stuff, copy, paste. So we're trying to look for the hrefs. So let's try. I'm just interested. Can I achieve the goal using this instrument or not? So, say it's absolutely weird. You shouldn't ever follow this approach. But I'm just wondering. So let's say this about hrefs, and this one would be about text, and this one would be equal to same, but trying to extract the text. And let's try about text, and sorry, oh, obviously, yeah, we need to look for the a tag. We don't need any attributes here, and dislike. Okay, so we need only this that contains kind of about. So let's say for index in range from 0 to the length of about, say, reference. Well, they are the same, I guess, length. So I say if and this would be about. So here we extract all links. This is weird, this is very slow, but I guess this will work. So I say if about text equals about, in this case I would like to say about dot append and about hrefs indexed by the index, and about text obviously indexed by the index as well. And let's try to print this about again. Okay, so this is the link for Einstein, for John Rowling, for Einstein again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. This works just like a charm. Well, obviously this you never ever should have go this way, but I just wanted to show you that, well, even if you don't have the recursive stuff available, still you could have kind of achieve that sort of a goal. I'm not sure if this is also possible regarding the tags, and probably I don't know. Oh, but this is okay, this would be possible, I guess. So div class quote. Okay, so this a with a class of tags, but it would just bulk all the tags into one single right list, which is not what we need actually. Well, okay guys, I just want to say that I actually really need to think a little bit regarding the capabilities of this ugly minimalist web scraping library I've just written. So okay, let me just finish this one. So here we say like extract about links, and let's basically try to store all this stuff to CSV. So import CSV, and here so loop overall items and say for index in range from 0 to the length of, we'll say quotes, they all the same. And here I can say like write output to file and to CSV file. So here I can say with open and quotes.csv, and I guess append the file stream, right? But also, well, I could have actually, okay, maybe I go this way. So as file and create CSV writer. So writer equals CSV dot writer, and takes the file stream as an argument, and write line, and say writer dot write row, and here we need to use quotes indexed by the index, and then I guess authors indexed by the index, and then about indexed by the index. And I hold my breath and try to run this one more time, and let's see what we got in quotes. CSV. Didn't get anything. I'm just wondering. Oh, what have I done? This like. Okay. Oh my god, yeah. author and the link. Okay, let me just try to check this out within a LibreOffice. This is so tricky. I've never been so excited while scraping quotes to scrape. Oh, that's the truth completely. Okay, so the quote itself, the author, and the author link. This is just perfect. Okay, guys, so this is it, I guess, for this video in particular. So I hope you've learned something interesting out of this regarding how web scraping libraries and frameworks is a bit too much to call them, but how these simple libraries like Request and Beautiful Soup work kind of from within. So what's going on under the hood there, basically. So what is the unfortunate stuff regarding this particular parser, that unfortunately it really can't parse data recursively, and I will think a bit if I would be able to do something in regards to that. So maybe I'll try to implement some sort of a method that would return I don't know, like the part of HTML file, like some nested div or something. I just need to think. So in that case, we will be able to scrape recursively from the child elements and things like that. But obviously, there is no need to reinvent the wheel, because we already have the beautiful soup, which is pretty nice, even though being a bit slow, and we have scrapey, which is absolutely fantastic. So I guess probably I would just leave this as is. Well, at least this is the very last video in the series. So see you in the next videos, guys. So until next time, and take care.